All right, my friends, it's Generation 3 Checkpoint, not to be confused with the Checkmate. We're going to talk about it today, so let's get on topic. Hey everybody, it's Thomas with Get Out Arizona, and you are watching another great episode of Bike Showcase on Toolbox Topic. I'm joined once again by my co-host Brandon Van Leuven. And Brandon, how the hell are you? Nice. And as always, we're coming to you from Trek Bicycle Stores of West Phoenix in Goodyear, Arizona. It's because where the cool kids hang out, and me. And guys, it's been a hot minute, and before we dive in, I just want to apologize. I've had a lot of stuff going on. I've been doing a lot of travel, dealing with some stuff. Brandon's building a friggin' casita and dealing with customers. So it's been crazy. But you guys are still watching the videos. You're still supporting us, and we couldn't be happier. So get ready, because coming into 2025, we're going to be a juggernaut, and you guys are going to be super stoked with everything we're going to be bringing you. So, Brandon, when we did the review of the Checkpoint a few months back, it was this got released shortly after that. And everybody's like, oh, wait a minute.
And you kind of got hosed too because you bought.
Yeah.
That bike is still awesome.
Still awesome.
But it always sucks when another gen comes right out.
Yeah, right after, you know. And of course, Brandon didn't know, or else he would have said, hey, wait, you know, the new one's coming out. Trek, Specialized, Giant, Cannondale, I don't care what manufacturer, they do it to everybody. But a lot of people were like, hey, you know, great review, but it's not the Gen 3. We'd like to know about the Gen 3 and a little bit about the difference between that and the Checkmate. So
here she is.
Here she is, and she is gorgeous. When you guys got this thing in and I saw it, I was ready to give up Brittany, buy this one, because she is absolutely beautiful. This is the 2025 Gen 3 Checkpoint. This is the SL5, if I'm remembering that correctly. This has AXS shifting, so we are wireless on this one.
Shifting. And
the price point is $3,200, which again, we are not morons. We understand that $3,200 is not cheap.
Well, that's not. Just kidding.
But, right, yeah. Sometimes we are stupid. Stupid is as stupid does. But for a beautiful carbon fiber frame gravel bike that is built like a coffin nail. Trek has outdone themselves on this build as far as the checkpoints go. To have SRAM AXS
Explorer, it's the new
Explorer.
Yep.
So we've got a 1x13, which is
1x12.
Well, I thought the Explorer was 1x13.
I believe it's 12.
Is it 12? We'll have something down there below. One of them, they just released one that was a 1x13.
Oh, I think this one's 12.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Right.
Off to a bad start. So far off to a bad start.
Nothing's changed again. We'll put it down there. But regardless, to have SRAM wireless shifting on it at this price point is unheard of. A couple years ago, you could have easily tacked on another $1,000 to $1,500 to this bike. And it would have been kind of the norm as far as that goes. So first, we're going to talk about what the differences are between this Checkpoint, the Gen 3 and the Gen 2.
Yes.
And then we're going to talk about the differences, quickly talk about the differences between the Checkpoint and the Checkmate. So you are making sure that you purchase the one bike that's going to be the appropriate one for you. So Brandon, take it away with this gorgeous beast we have in front of us.
That's where I got to start. They did such a nice job with this paint job. Thank you, Trek. I've been so uninspired by their paint jobs lately.
Right.
And now this one came out and I was like, they did a great job. So congratulations. I love it. So it is an all new frame for this year. It's 500 series carbon, OCLV, of course, but there's some nice changes to this one. Mainly being that it's a little more versatile, where you can now, the geometry is corrected for a suspension fork. If you want to put a 40 mil suspension fork on this one, it'll accommodate that. So they did a nice job there.
Do they actually have a suspension fork? Is there one made for this bike?
No, you could get the RockShox or.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. So there's companies out there that make a 40 mil suspension fork for
any kind of gravel fork. So the geometry is corrected for suspension fork.
I'm selling Brittany, guys.
This one is also, they're claiming, more dropper post friendly. So compatible for dropper posts, much easier for install as well, if you choose to do so.
Man.
Overall geometry is a little bit more comfortable than the Gen 2. It's a little bit higher and a little bit shorter, so a little more comfortable.
Okay.
So it's nice. We're going to get into the Checkmate later, so that one's going to be the opposite end
Right.
of that. So it should be, they claim, for a better all-day riding bike.
Nice.
You can see this year that the IsoSpeed still has IsoSpeed, but it is exposed for whatever reason. I don't know why. Maybe the caps were breaking all the time on the other ones.
Maintenance.
Maybe.
Now,
I'll be happy when IsoSpeed is gone, personally.
Right. I know Brandon will. And some of you guys out there have asked, hey, Thomas, have you had any issues with your IsoSpeed? I have not.
I have not either.
And I'm over 1,000
either.
miles on mine,
Right.
and no issues whatsoever. So
Yep, I've had no problems with IsoSpeed. I've had multiple Madones with IsoSpeed and no issues, but some people have a lot of issues.
Yeah.
So once that's gone, once they can figure out just using the frame materials, I'll be much happier when that's gone. But otherwise, another change to this one, that they also gave you a little bit bigger door, a little bit bigger cargo area inside the down tube.
Right.
And this one is now compatible for a front rack. Strong enough and has the ability to put a front rack on this one as well, if you choose to do so.
If you choose to do so.
You can do a lot of stuff with this frame. Pretty good. And that's a lot.
It is a lot. It is a lot. And I'm actually going to leave a link down below for Old Man Mountain racks. I love those. They use the through axle as their main mounting point,
That's pretty cool.
which is nice because it gives definitely some strength and rigidity. It's what I had on the Timberjack, but they do it for all bikes. So that link will be down below. And as you mentioned, Brandon, having the front fork, being able to now safely accommodate a rack is a big deal. And as you guys can see, we have all these mounting points on the front fork.
For the most part, I think
the
mounting points are still the same amount of them as last gen.
I just think they're more functional now as far as that goes.
Right.
And some of the little nuanced, obviously we don't have any exposed cables, which again is the maintenance nightmare that we talk about. But with only having to worry about brake lines now, because we're e-shifting, it's not as bad.
Right.
Also, some of the little nuances that I noticed right away, Check has started adding accent. So that gold is nice, but they've started adding in. It's just little things like that. Just little touches that make it nice.
Right.
What are we talking about as far as out of the gate, stock, tire size? What are we looking at?
Oh, I almost forgot to say.
Okay.
Accommodates up to a 50mm tire now.
That's a whole lot of rubber.
That's a big tire.
That's a big tire.
And that's huge. If you look at this one on there, you got so much room front and rear on there. So if you want to get a little bit beefier, man, you have the capability to do so.
Beefy.
That was a big thing I was trying to remember, and I'm glad you brought that up.
Okay, but for stock, this is a 29. Is it a 29?
700.
Or is it 700. Okay, and we've got a 38.
And these are the new tires as well.
Okay.
I have not ridden these. I couldn't tell you. We're getting to that point now where the generation is coming up, and I haven't ridden these bikes, so I can't
fully
give you a really good.
I can tell you, I love the panel racers we put on mine.
Good.
When we did the tire change.
I love Gravel Kings.
Yeah, the Gravel Kings are amazing.
I'm hoping these ride nicer than the GRs, but we'll see. That remains
we can only hope. So, and we got some tan walls on there to give it a nice little thing. Now, is this going to be tubeless out of the gate, or we just have to add sealant?
This one will be, yes.
Okay, so it's not tubeless ready; it is tubeless.
It does not come with inner tubes.
Okay, carbon rims or aluminum? See, I always ask the hard questions. I always ask the hard questions.
Oh, I don't know. They look aluminum?
They look aluminum. Guys will have the little note down there. I always like to keep Brandon on his toes.
I was doing so good with all the other stuff.
He was. You know what else I like is for you guys to hit the like, subscribe, and the bell notification icon, because it helps out the channel. It helps out the video. It doesn't cost you anything, okay? And that way Brandon and I can keep on making some fun content, as far as that goes. Weight. Tell me you remember what the weight was.
I do, and I remember specifically now. It's going to be 20.95 pounds to be exact.
20.95 pounds. It's actually not bad.
It's not bad.
Not bad at all. So
for the hydraulics and all the, it's not bad.
Right. Now,
my perspective is it's still kind of heavy, but it's fine. All the bikes are heavy now.
They are, and you guys.
And let's not get too hung up on, like you always say. Let's not freak out about the weights.
If you can't push the 20-pound gravel bike, then don't be riding a gravel bike. I mean, at that point, it's, you're not a racer in the Tour de Force or the Tour de France. Just one of those things. So yeah, and I'm sure I'll get blasted in the comments for that. Just don't be a weight weenie. Seriously, guys. There's other things to worry about other than a few grams of weight. So, and as I mentioned, Tour de Force, Big shout out to my friggin' boys in the NYPD, boys and girls in the NYPD cycling team. I love you guys. Hopefully I'll see you sooner than next September. What else have we got going on here, Brandon?
New handlebar for this year.
Okay.
It's a little more, supposedly a little more comfortable drop, a little shallower drop, and then also the flare is more extreme than the previous generation. So it's a new design.
I like a lot of flair.
I don't like talking about my flare.
I like a lot of flair. I'm definitely over the prerequisite amount of flair. Name that movie. Okay, go ahead.
So that's new for us. This one is equipped with the Trek RCS headset.
Okay.
So that compatibility over different handlebars and stems should be a little bit smoother. Again, something that Trek did that I didn't see a reason for it. Just make the same interface. Okay. Anyways, that's all.
Brandon's not a fanboy.
That's all I got to say about that.
Right.
So, they did something a little bit weird. Now, if you remember the last generation's switchblades, they had like that 6mm. They're very dainty now. Check this thing out.
Brandon can get it out of there.
Oh man, it's
spit on it.
So tight. So it's this little, it's like a 3mm to remove that through axle.
Yeah.
It's flashy looking, but
it starts out good, and then they kind of filed it down. So
it looks odd to me.
Okay. Not quite the Canon crippler, but you know.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that, but it should be all right. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I think
it'll be fine.
Okay.
Everything's going to be fine.
Yeah, A-okay. Don't worry about the iceberg. So
that's right.
So now we've talked about the differences from the Gen 2 and the Gen 3, mainly for comfort and usability. You know, the fork, dropper, post, all these nice user interfaces. Let's talk about the differences now between the Checkpoint and the Checkmate, because people have asked. And the way I understand it, if you're going to gravel race, you go with the Checkmate. If you're going to gravel ride for the day, you're hanging out with your buddies, maybe doing a pub crawl or whatever the case may be, this is the bike to go.
Exactly. That's in a nutshell.
Okay.
That's it. The Checkmate is a much more aggressive geometry.
Okay.
And it will also be a lot more expensive. I think that guy starts at around $8,000.
Wow.
For the Checkmate. So
I'm assuming
Checkmate
that
also
would be
boasts a little more aerodynamics as
Okay.
well. So faster, more aggressive.
So it's the Madone of the gravel bike
gravel
world.
Bikes? Yeah.
Okay.
I'll accept
and
that.
this is the Domane
I'll
of the
accept
gravel.
that.
Okay.
Yep.
So there you go, guys.
That's good. But yeah, I don't think the Checkmate is quite for everybody.
Well, if you're not going to race.
If you're not going to race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love getting out on Brittany and just, taking it easy. I'm doing the party pace. I'm not worried about winning medals or trophies or anything.
To me, I kind of scratched my head when I found out there were gravel races. Wasn't that just a mountain bike race, but with, I don't know, with less rocks?
We're doing a video on that stuff. Trust me, it's coming, and you guys are going to friggin' love me as far as what I have to say, in my opinion. Right. And then the last question as far as the setup we've seen in the past is with some of the bikes. Is this offered in an SLR frame set? So it's a Checkpoint and an SLR. So we get a little bit higher carbon, a little bit less weight.
I'm pretty sure. Okay. I know they make a lot more price points for this. I mean, you can get this in aluminum as well.
You can. It's going to be down below, guys.
I know these things. I just forget.
Right? Guys, seriously, for the longtime viewers, did you expect anything less? And for those just showing up, it's part of our
credit, Trek makes too many GD bikes. I can't keep them all straight, and I can't keep them all in my head.
Brandon's a mushroom cloud laying mother effer. So, okay. Any closing thoughts on this? This is a gorgeous, beautiful bike. Seriously, guys.
Great price point. It does a lot. I mean, the changes they made for this year, they are significant.
Yeah, they are.
So.
And it would be very gratuitous of me to sell Brittany and buy this one. Although they do make it in a flat black that is
you like that?
Stunning.
All right.
Shoo! Man. Talk about friggin' laying in the bed with me. So, all right. Anything else, Brandon?
Nah, let's cut it off there.
Let's cut it off there.
Before I make an ass of myself even more.
Even more. Any additional questions, obviously, ask down below in the comments because I'm back and I'll get those answered as soon as possible. We love the interactive channel. That's how we are. If there's anything that you want to see us do, add anything, feel free to put it down in the comments. We just ask that you're respectful and commenting to other people's comments. We're all part of the same community, guys. So let's have a good, open, and respectful dialogue. So on that note, like, subscribe, bell notification icon, helps out the channel, helps out the video immensely. It's the trifecta that we love so much here at Get Out Arizona. Now, there's going to be some links down below. The most important one is Trek Bicycle Stores of West Phoenix. If you have any questions for today's video, any of the videos you've seen, you can follow the link, call Brandon and his guys. Be more than happy to help you out. Is it still just, you got a lady still working here, or is it still all guys?
Yeah, ladies.
Okay, we got ladies too. So guys and gals. Okay, it kind of fluctuates because the one's kind of seasonal.
Yeah,
So
you're right.
yeah, so I just got to make sure. But ask them; they'll be more than happy to help you out. We've got Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, the devil's work. But the social medias to get the word out for Get Out Arizona. We do group hikes, we do group rides. It's so much fun, my friends. Seriously. Other links are going to be affiliate links. If you follow one of those and you make a qualifying purchase, we receive a small commission, full disclosure, but you are not charged anything additional. It's an easy way for you to help us out with park pass money, gas money, and coffee money, the other trifecta we love so much here at Get Out Arizona. So seriously, my friends, we're so happy to be back. We love you guys so much, and thank you for your support. We're past 5,000 subs. We're on our way to 10K. Trust me, it's going to happen before the mountain biking festival. That's my goal.
Oh,
it's a lofty goal. It's going to be in March. I've already got my ticket, and I've already got my room. So that being said, the tenants, be kind to yourself and others. Be amazing stewards on that trail. And we have to ask.
Is this 12 speed or 13 speed?
Well, what are you waiting for?
Get Out Arizona.
Gosh darn right. All right, my friends, we love you, and we'll see you on that next adventure. Take care. Brandon, we'll see you next week.
After lasagna.